Hello. So this is our today's agenda. It's overview of product genealogy and the overview of the product project driven supply chain. Right. So let's start with the first one, overview of product genealogy. So the product genealogy features enables you to the capture and view the genealogy data for the various transactions related to the lot control enabled and the serialized product and the component, right? So the operation transactions and the material transactions, and we can track the product genealogy data throughout the complete life cycle, starting from the raw material to the finished product and then to the customer. The genealogy data can be helps you to get the information so that you can identify the source and the scope of problem, identify the relevant pieces of information for the failure, and identify the other item that's maybe. So we have some feature of product genealogy, right? So to search and view the genealogy instance, and you can view the relationship between the genealogy instance, and you can view the whole detailed information of the item, lot number, serial number, right? And also view we can view the transaction history of the based on item lot number and the item serial number. We can see it on in our application, right? So this is the genealogy data, and you can say that genealogy instance, right? So let's see some data in our application so that we can easily understand this manufacturing feature production logic, right? So let's see some data. So this is our application, right? Now click on this navigator. Go to the supply chain execution and go to the work execution. So this is our manufacturing organization 002, right? Click on this task list, and so we can view our product genealogy in our application, right? So now you can search and product genealogy page. This is the review genealogy page, and this page serves as a starting point to view the genealogy instance and the relationship and the transaction history. We can view it from this window, right? So click on the show filters, and we can search by the some criteria, like we have the lot number, serial number, item, right? So now let's search by the item so that we can easily identify. Let's 4751 200. Let's see we have some data or not. Select the record, click OK. Now click on search. Right, no issue, hide the filter, and we have some data on our product genealogy, right? And we can perform some action, and for each product genealogy records you can see we have the serial number. This is a serial number, right? This is our item code and the item description, organization date, origination date, the document, customer, and customer site, right? So we have option, that is action. Click on that, and it will show you some option: information, genealogy details, and transaction history. So let's see one by one. So one is not enabled. Let's go to next one. Right. So all this, right, uh, on the serial number, right? So the information, so it will show you the detailed information such as a lot number, serial number details, organization name, ship date, customer name, and supplier name. So let's click on this information. We'll see item, right? So this is a serial number, item, organization, ship date. Right now is not displaying over here, customer site, and supplier and supplier serial number, right? So this is a basic information regarding this product under this product genealogy, right? Done. Now we have one more option, that is genealogy details. So this action option will provide the genealogy details such as some relationship and between the genealogy instance, and you can view some details and relationship. Let's first open it, right? Let's open, and you can see some relationship between, right? So now this graphical view show the genealogy hierarchy, the parent-child relationship between the component and the assembly. We have the this is a component, two component. This is a memory 4 GB and 32 GB. This is our main assembly, right? These are connected to our assembly, right? And you can also drill down to the to view additional details and related information like this is click on that. It shows you some item information, item description, right? And what is the lot number, serial number? It will show you on this. Uh, we have the item. Click on double click on that. It will not show you some information. No issue. So this is basic details, and you can say the genealogy details. Right. Now we have the third point, that is you can say third option, that is transaction history. You can see the transaction details. So on this transaction history page, you can view the transaction history of the specific lot and serial number. Let's open it. Let's drag and drop. Wait for a while. Just we have the operation completion, and it's not showing properly. Wait for a while. Right now when we hover on this particular tab, and it shows some information like this in operation completion, and at the background we have the material issue, right? So you can see the transaction history is displayed from in the form of map, and you can be filtered based on the source, and we have the filter. This is the filter, and you can source and the source transaction type, right? This is a searching point, you can see. and you can check, and you can check the transaction type by click on this hyperlink, and you can review more details. So wait for a while. Right. So this is a production history, transaction history. It shows you some work order number, what is the operation and the transaction date, what is the item, right? Quantity. This is the basic information for this particular item. So this is a product transaction. Operation is 20. It's done. Again, go to. Now we can view the transaction history details within the range of hours and half years, right? And we have the this is wait for a minute. Is the operation first. 10 is the operation first. So let's see first one, right? So this is a production history, transaction history, right? And it will show you the work order based on the operation. These are the operations, right? Material issues and all that. Right? Items are same, and but components are different, right? So based on the component on link, you can say the resource, right? So this transaction history uh, show you all the transaction either on the operation first, operation second, operation third. It will show you the options. You can navigate from clicking on this uh, hyperlink, right? Now let's done. So this is the basic information of this product genealogy of this application, right? So done. Now our next topic is overview of project driven supply chain, right? So this is our project driven supply chain management, right? So a project driven supply chain is a end to end integrated solution across the Oracle supply chain and the project management cloud application, right? They're tightly connected. You can say the integrated solution across the Oracle supply chain and the product management cloud application. This solution is designed to support those business processes of manufacturing and the asset intensive companies that require supply chain process to work in a specific project on a specific project, right? And all the activities of the supply chain including the order management, procurement, material management, manufacturing, sales, services, and all are integrated, segregated by a specific project, right? Segregated by the specific project. So and this end-to-end integrity of the supply and their associated cost, right? So this is a project-driven supply chain flow. You can see on this screen, right? So project-driven supply chain, we have the product management, project management. So different module have the different work, and you can see the task, right? So start from the sales and engineering. Under the sales and engineering, we create the object. Sorry, we create the projects. We create the project based on the sales code or asset building plan, right? And we can create the project specific sales order. So all the tasks will happen, and you can say will perform on the basis of project. This is a project specific process, right? So whatever we do in this project driven supply chain, so it will based on the uh, project based, right? So next one is supply chain. So we purchase the project specific material. We automate the segregation and the valuation of the project specific inventory. We create the work order and issue of material in the project specific material, right? So under the sales and engineering, we perform the quote and bid the assessment and uh, create the sales order only on the project specific. And in the chain supply chain, we purchase the material based on the project, any project, right? And at the end, the supply chain, we automate the shipment of the project schedule and post sale, and we can construction services. And we can use the project driven supply chain solution in this supply chain a context of project without creating the separation organization for each project, right? You can also capture the supply chain cost as a project expenditure, right? So under the supply chain, the material we procure and based on the project will perform all the tasks based on the project, right? We construct the material, we manufacturing the item supply chain based on the project specific, right? And at the end, the finance, right? So in the finance part, this is our revenue and the billing. We generate the contract based billing for the project, right? Contract based, we perform our billing, right? So this is a end to end integrated cloud solution for the manufacturing and the asset intensive industries, right? And we will see one by one what asset intensive industries, right? So first go with the project driven supply chain for manufacturing companies, right? So this process, uh, turnkey solution, right? Or you can say the bundle sale of product, right? With an ongoing service or execute the contract manufacturing services on multiple contract from one plant, right? In the manufacturing plant, first we create our specific project, right, to manufacturing goods, right? Then we create the sales order based on the specific project and specific task, right? Under this create project, under this first task, we create the project is to create the manufacturing good. So we have to create this sales order based on the specific project and the specific task, right? And we purchase the and sub assembly so that we manufacture the product and complete into the project inventory, right? This is project inventory, right? And after completion of the product, we pick and shift the project from the product inventory, right? This is a product inventory, right? And at the last, we create the invoice for the specific project, and we can track the project as well as the progress of this project. Also we can analyze the project specific cost as well, right? So this is a project driven supply chain in the manufacturing company, how we perform our manufacturing task based on any project, right? So our manufacturing run under any project specific task, right? So first we create the uh, like project. First we create the project to manufacturing the goods, right? So we have to create this sales order, and after that we create this based on this sales order, we purchase our specific component in some assembly, right? Now we manufacture our goods, we complete in the project inventory, right? We can ship, after that we ship and pick and ship product from our project inventory, and then later on we create our invoice for a specific project, right? Then we can track our project as well as our progress of this project, and we can analyze our project specific cost, right? So this is the manufacturing companies, right? And the next one is our project driven supply chain for asset intensive companies. If your company is asset intensive company, so what is our project driven supply chain, right? So first we create the project to build the asset, right? The project build, we can say the project build the asset usually start with the corporate plan that outline that asset will be built with their location, schedule, and the budget, right? And the corporate plan is converted into the engineering and the construction plan, right? That contains a bill of material. It contains a bill of material. Based on this plan, the project tasks and their budgets are defined, right? Then we can produce and manage, right? We can transfer this material to the project size, right? We can procure and manage our project specific material and services, and then transfer this material to the project specific site, right? And the construction, we construct our asset and capture the construction cost and also the maintenance, right? And we capture the asset and maintenance, the cost as per the project expenditure, and then we can track, right? We can track our project progress, specific progress, budget, and cost as well, right? So this is a project driven supply chain for asset incentive intensive companies, right? So the corporate plan. First, we have to start with the corporate plan, right? That's outline what asset will be built with their location and schedule and the budget, right? After that, this project, this corporate plan is converted into the engineering, and we can say the construction plan that contains the bill of material, our project tasks and the budget, right? All defined in this plan, right? After that, we procure our item. We procure our uh, material, and we manage our material. Then we shift our material to our site. We construct our material. We construct our item with the material, and then can we maintain our asset and capture the maintenance cost and as per our project expenditure, right? And at the last we can track our project progress, budget, and cost as well. So this is a asset intensive supply chain, and as well as in the project management feature. So let's discuss about uh, supply chain feature, right? So under the supply chain features we have some segregate and the managed products specific inventory, right? And we have the receive project specific supply. We will see what is the specific project specific supply, and we have the different inventory. Like we pick the project, we ship the project, we transfer the project, we purchase the project, right? First we have project, we purchase the project specific item, then later on we transfer into our specific item to construct our item, right? And then we pick and they can ship our project specific inventory. We execute the project specific manufacturing so that we manufacture our item, right? Then perform the project specific maintenance, right? We execute the project stripped and supply chain without any project financials, right? So this is the chain supply chain features, right? This is pick, slave, and all the things, right? And we have the we capture the project driven supply chain material and the manufacturing cost. We capture the capitalize project driven supply chain asset maintenance cost, right? So this is a project maintenance features, right? Project maintenance features, right? Now let's see one or two features of this supply chain. Like we have execute the project specific manufacturing and supply, right? The project is specific supply. Let's discuss some uh, this execute product project specific manufacturing, right. So this project driven supply chain solutions, this is ability provides a ability to execute the project specific manufacturing by creating the work order and issue the component from the common and the project specific inventory, put put away and manufacturing, right? What is the we can purchase the outside processing services, procure the material directly from the project specific work order, right? We can import the material and resources cost to the project. These are the project specific manufacturing tasks, right? We can execute in our manufacturing, right? So this is a high level process flow to execute the process specific manufacturing, right? Start from this supply planning, right? We create, so under the supply planning, they plan project specific and supply chain and release the planned order to the manufacturing. First, we plan our order. We release our planned order to our manufacturing plant. Right. This is the first thing. Right. We create the work order with a project number, task number in the manufacturing by using the planned make plan project specific task from with the help of this plan order, you can say the plan order document, right? Releasing from the supply planning, right, to the manufacturing. A work order is saved with the different project cost attribute we can view and you can modify it as per your requirement, right? We can calculate, the next thing we can calculate our material availability by the project or the task, and we can release our work order, right? We can release our work order. The work order is released only after the project portfolio validation, project costing attribute, right? After that we can release our work order, right? Now we can define our resource and report resource transaction, material transaction, all the things, right? Now we can pick material for the work order based on the project and task, right? We can execute, right? We can execute the moment request and review the complete transaction. We can review the complete transaction with to the project and the task in the inventory management, right? And we have the interface, the material transaction with the project and the task reference to the inventory, right? And we can review the dispatch list with the project and the task list for resource transaction. We can, oh, sorry, we can review our completed transaction in our inventory management, right? And now we can close our work order, right? Now we can run the transfer transaction for the production to costing, and we can also run after that we can run this transfer transaction for from inventory to the costing, right? For the material transaction to costing, and we can create cost counting, right? We can create the cost accounting distribution, and we can review this cost accounting distribution, right? And the costs are final counted and are imported into the project portfolio management, you can see, and further you can manage it, right, in the manage cost, right. And after that we can process to execute the capitalization flow. You can maybe choose the allocated cost to other project and the project tasks, right? And accounts as a based on the our project, right? So this is a high level process flow of this specific project manufacturing, right? Start from the creating the work order, right? So work order is created based on the planned order released from the supplier planning. Then we can review the material availability. We can pick material from the project common, right? And we can send it to our review and planned completed transaction, right? And after that, we can perform this costing accounting, and after that we can import the cost in the portfolio project portfolio management, right? So this is a basic uh, core flow of this process flow of this project specific manufacturing, right? And in the same way we have some project specific supply. You can see the project specific supply, and this is also a high level process diagram. You can see start your project specific supply planning with the collection of these task attribute value, the relationship from the project management portfolio. So we have uh, take the information of a project and the task value from the project portfolio management to the order management, right? Now the next step is we create the project group, right? And assign the project to the group, and creating the project group enables to planning the process to the next supplier within the project group, right? We can create the attribute based on the rules, right? With the project group, right? These are the sales order with the project task, and in the procurement we can purchase. We can create the purchase order and the purchase requisition with the project and the task. So the project and the task value comes from the project portfolio management, right? And the same we create the sales order and the purchase order based on this project and the task, right? In the inventory we transfer the order based on the project task. In the manufacturing we create the work order based on the project task, right? So everything is performed on the based on the project and task that can be uh, comes from uh, come from the project portfolio management, right? And the last we perform the supply planning, right? Planning data collection, right? And creating the group, assigning the project, creating the and run the plan project, right? Netting the rules, review our plan object output, right? After that, we can release the make plan order with the project and task. We release the transfer, we release the buy plan, right? So this is a project specific supply, right? And in the same way we have some more feature like the transfer project specific inventory, purchase project in specific inventory, right? So this is all about our uh, the project driven supply chain management, right? So we have done all today's task, right? So thanks for attending this session. Thank you so much.